Hello, this is your assistant principal, Mr. Berg, and I want to welcome you to the Northview Middle School Code of Conduct Refresher. Near the beginning of the school year, all Northview Knights took part in this presentation, and now that we've concluded the first trimester, we're going to go back and review the most important points. Of course, it all begins with our mission statement, which is also the mission statement of the Osseo Area Schools District, and that is to inspire and prepare all students with confidence, courage, and competence to achieve their dreams, contribute to community, and engage in a lifetime of learning. Now, ultimately, everything we're about to cover comes down to what we call Knight Pride. If you are a student or a family member who's ever toured the building, surely you have seen these posters hanging all around the school. There are three components of Knight Pride, which are to be respectful, to be responsible and safe, and to be ready. Students who consistently demonstrate these three characteristics are sure to be successful Knights. Now, it doesn't stop there. Students who demonstrate the three characteristics of Knight Pride can earn what we call Reppin' Knight Pride tickets, which are seen here. These tickets can earn you admission to special events and celebrations. There's also a school store which is open during lunch in which students can redeem their Reppin' Knight Pride tickets for all kinds of exciting prizes. Number 9 has to do with food and drink. Food and drinks must be left in the cafeteria or student lockers at all times. It's that simple. Sharing and eating food at a locker tends to be a distraction, will often make students late to their next class, and inevitably it's going to make a mess. We need to be considerate of all health concerns as well. Those scraps of food that get left around will commonly attract mice, and also many students have allergies. Bringing food into learning spaces can be unsafe. So, food needs to stay in the cafeteria or in your locker. Speaking of lockers, number 8, each student at Northview is assigned their own locker. We advise students, do not share your combination or your locker with anyone else. And the reason is, you, the individual student, is ultimately responsible for whatever is in your locker. So if someone else puts something in your locker that should not be at school, you could be held responsible for whatever that is. Keep your locker combination private. Number 7, hats and hoods. Hoods must be down while in the hallways. It all comes down to safety. School staff need to be able to identify everyone who is in our building at all times. And if you're walking the halls with your hood up, it can be difficult to identify who you are. So, keep those hoods down while in the hallways. Hats, bandanas, do-rags, and things like that serve zero academic purpose, and so they cannot be worn in school at all. Before school, fine. After school, terrific. But during school, those items must be stored in your locker. Number 6, backpacks. This year, we made a change to our practice that allows students to carry string backpacks throughout the day. However, we're saying that full-size backpacks still must be kept in lockers. Now, if you have some confusion, here's an example of a string backpack, and here's an example of a full-size backpack, which are more traditional. We're saying yes to string backpacks, no to full-size backpacks. What's the difference? Well, full-size backpacks tend to be excessive. They have more space than you need. But in order to help students carry the necessary materials that they need and no more, we're allowing string backpacks. Again, full-size backpacks are fine. They just have to stay in your locker until the end of the school day. Number 5, attendance. This is a critical one. Attendance and academic success are linked. Therefore, we have all sorts of stuff in place to help students develop better attendance habits. Attendance groups, contracts, and yes, even consequences exist for students who consistently struggle to be to class on time. For parents watching this video, make sure if your student is going to stay home to call 763-585-7250 and report them as excused. You could also bring a note if that won't work. If you don't do this, your child runs the risk of being marked unexcused for the day, otherwise known as truant. Number 4, restorative practices. Northview is a restorative school. Now, there's a lot that goes into that, far too much to cover in a brief presentation like this, but if there is one thing you should know, it's that we believe no significant learning can occur without significant relationships. And in that, we're referencing the relationships that exist between students, staff, family, and the community as a whole. We work to build and repair relationships as a means of strengthening the school community. That's an approach that is embedded in our curriculum and emphasized through our advisory program. We're also working to move away from exclusionary methods of discipline, such as suspension, in favor of more restorative methods that emphasize repairing harm when harm is done. Number 3, Northview will be safe. Now, we are a restorative school, but above all, we will be a safe school. And therefore, things like fighting, assault, and weapons will be treated like the serious violations that they are. Going deeper, we can also not accept instigating conflict in any form. That includes spreading rumors, encouraging peers to fight, or posting harmful comments online. Play fighting, even though it may be a form of playing, is not allowed. Students often ask why, and the answer is simple. Even though it's playing, it can, and sadly often does, turn real. Also, play fighting can result in injury to either the people who are doing the play fighting or to other students who just happen to be walking by and get hit at the wrong moment. Number 2, electronics, and this is a big one. Northview is officially an electronics-free school because we strive to be a distraction-free school. Now, this applies to all electronic devices, but in most cases, we're talking about cell phones and headphones. We have a very simple and straightforward rule about electronic devices, which is this. You are welcome to have your cell phone or electronic device in school. However, it must stay safely secured in either your backpack or your locker. However, if any staff member sees your electronic device or hears it, you will be required to turn it in immediately. Now, at that time, the staff member will take your electronic device, again, usually a cell phone, bring it to our secretary where it will be safely locked up for the remainder of the day. And if you complied with that process, you will get your device back at the end of that day. However, if you were non-compliant or disrespectful at any point in the process, you may be subject to further consequence or parent involvement. This last point sort of falls under what I talked about in the previous slide about Northview being safe, but you should know that we as a school stand up to cyberbullying. If you post something online or on any form of social media, be it Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and it creates an unsafe environment in the school day, we can and will address that. Sticking with electronics for another slide, school-issued iPads are an instructional tool. They are not to be used for games or social media. If you use your iPad for anything other than learning purposes, know that you are running the risk of having that iPad deactivated. A good practice is to go to the settings function on your iPad and turn on the Find My iPhone setting. If your iPad is lost, this will allow us to track it to its location. And to parents watching this video, it's a great idea to sign up for Parent View if you haven't already done that. Parent View is an app that allows you to stay in constant communication with the school and be updated on a daily basis regarding student attendance and grades. If you'd like assistance getting signed up for Parent View, please contact the school main office or counseling. And last, but most definitely not least, number 1, kindness. It's very simple. Everyone, be it student, staff, and visitor, deserves to feel safe and welcome at Northview every single day. People who are bullied and harassed experience negative consequences both in the moment, over the course of years, and sometimes even over the course of their entire life. Bullying and harassment is unacceptable. It has no place at Northview. I encourage all Northview Knights to spread kindness every single day. So that's it. That's the conclusion of this refresher on our student code of conduct. Just to close it out and to summarize everything, Successful Northview Knights embody Knight pride. They are safe, they are kind, they contribute to a distraction-free environment, and every day, in everything they do, be it inside the classroom or out, they strive for excellence. Again, thank you for watching. Have an outstanding day, and go Knights!